what's the weather out there? Cause out here you won't believe it.
It's like 50s.
50s?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Eh,
Probably like in the probably because it's late. It's probably in the 40s right now. Hold on.
bro, last night, bro, my hands were so cold, I could have brought back the dead, bro. Like if I'd have put some hands on people, it would have been like like yo, what you doing? Like it's bad freezy out here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's 54.
54.
Mm-hmm.
That's wicked, bro. Like out here, it's been like 46 during the day.
Nah.
That's bro. You think I'm playing? You see it right now, bro. You see it. I'm not doing this to be fly. You see it right now, bro. I'm cold, bro. It's like that. Yo, we've been on for a whole minute just chatting up. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I'm, me and my brother. This is what we do, man. We chop it up. We get a, brothers pick up a book and read, and we talk. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. But let's bring this in right, y'all. Let's bring this in right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all already know what time it is. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. Joining my co-host, my brother from another mother. Blood couldn't make us any closer. One of the best photographers in the world. My brother Santana. Say something to people.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Appreciate y'all for tuning in with us tonight. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all here with us, and we appreciate that. And just for that, we always got a jam-packed show for y'all, and we're gonna get right into it. You heard?
You heard y'all again. I want to thank y'all for tapping in. We on the road to 10,000 subs for this channel. So make sure you continue to tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, share, subscribe, hit that all notification, and yo, you just never know. Pop up, get that good rap chop talk, and we always here for all that good love. Again, we got memberships of the show. There's benefits to being a member of the show. Different memberships grant you different access. So make sure y'all tap into the membership portion of the show. I want to shout out to some of our day ones in the building. Some of our day ones in the building. Culture Talk, Krista Matlock, Treeman, Biggs in the building. My dude Biggs in the building. So again, y'all, thank y'all for tapping in. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. And let me see them hearts. I want to see some more hearts. I see some hearts. Y'all started to do the hearts, but now y'all stopped that. I say we need some hearts. Yo, send in some more hearts. You know what I'm saying? Yo, why we do that as a people? When we say we need something, then it stop. When we don't say nothing, then we get all the love. But if I say I need some hundreds or some love, some hearts in the chat, they're like, nah, bro, chill. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna do it, but you said something. Like, yo, like what type of mentality is that, yo? I don't get it, yo. All right, y'all. Yo, we like I said, we got a jam-packed show. Just pulling up my notes real quick. All right. Y'all already know what time it is. Popular opinions. First topic of the night. Y'all already know these are not our questions. These are the world's questions. And stick to the answers and the questions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. So make sure you go to Instagram right now at OUV Records and stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. First question of the night. I just realized. Yeah, there we go. Forgot my sign on. Forgot the sign. All right, first question of the night. And again, y'all, we want to see these answers in the chat. In the chat. In the chat. First question of the night. Who wins championships? I'm sorry. Who will win the championship on this list? NFL. Who will win the championship on this list? Number one, Chiefs and Eagles. Number two, Bills and Eagles. Number three, Bills and Commanders. I hate that name. Number four, Chiefs and Commanders. Again, let us know what y'all think in the chat. What you think, bro? These are good games, though. This is going to be a great weekend of football, y'all. A great weekend of football. I must put that disclaimer out there.
Uh, I don't know. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to go with the underdogs with the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to say. But you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the Chiefs and Commanders. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bills are gonna have a hard time trying to beat them again in Arrowhead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they're gonna do it. So unfortunately, I really would like to see the Redskins in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind the Eagles too, you know what I'm saying? But the
Mm-hmm.
Redskins, for some reason, it just feels more historic. It just feels more legendary. And I would love to see the Redskins in the Super Bowl playing against, no lie, it's going to be definitely the Chiefs. So let's not play around. The
Mm-hmm.
game, the Eagle and the Commander is really the one that we really want to see. Like, all right,
Yeah. Yeah.
who really going, you know what I'm saying? Who really going to play the Chiefs? That's really that game we're trying to see. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For
Yeah.
me, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying for me.
Yeah. I'm with you, bro. You already know. Yeah, for those who know, know. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs, that's my team through and through, born and raised a Chief fan. It's so weird in my household. You had giant Redskin Buffalo fan and my father. My brother was a Packers fan, and my mom's was a diehard Cowboy fan. So there was a whole lot of beef and turmoil under one roof. You know what I'm saying? So much to the point where we couldn't even really watch football together like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then because, you know what I'm saying, I used to see the brothers, you know what I'm saying, the brothers stand up on the Cowboys. You had the brothers, you know, running the team at that time when they won their chips, you know, Emmett and Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Larry Allen, you know what I'm saying? Top tier athletes. But my pops, you know, him being from DC, you know, his second home was basically Buffalo. He lived in New York City, so he had a plethora of teams. Like whatever team that was going to be popping that year, he gonna rock with the Giants, Jets, Redskins, Buffalo, baby. It don't matter if it's in the tri-state area or adjacent. I'm in the house. You know what I'm saying? Me
Mm-hmm.
with the Chiefs, we didn't win anything, bro. Like it was just like, word, this how we getting down, bro. Like, you like the Chiefs? I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't throw the smoke. We got Joe Montana. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got a little squad with Joe. You know what I'm saying? So don't come over here with the BS. You know what I'm saying? So let me rock. But we never win Nathan. I ain't. But I try to jump on the little bandwagon a little bit when the Giants started doing a little work. We're like, yo, I root for y'all, but you know what I'm saying? Like, Chiefs is my squad. Don't get it twisted. But we ain't never had no reason to root for nothing. My brother, Packers fan, hype, you know, rocking a jersey around the crib, got a whole lot to celebrate. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a whole lot of turmoil in the crib. So y'all know Chiefs is my team. Um, Buffalo's going to give us a run for our money. I'm not going to sleep on Buffalo because they always come up a little bit short. As long as we do what we supposed to do, baby, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make this 3 in a row. Ain't no other team have did this before. Try to win 3, actually get 3 Super Bowls in a row. So y'all know I'm going with my Chiefs, but the Bills will be a difficult team to for some reason. I could watch Josh Allen play the Browns, Steelers, and he playing real spotty. But every time he play against us, he pinpoint ready to go. He making all the runs, he making all the throws, and he just be pinpoint on us on our game. But everybody else, I watch him play the Jets. He done threw him a pick. He don't care about running the rock like that. He just all over the place. But against the Chiefs, he ready to go. So going with my Chiefs, and I'm going with the Commanders, bro. I cannot sleep on the fact that the Commanders is a. I'm gonna be surprised if the Eagles won. But the reason why I'm not going with the Eagles is mainly because their passing offense has been atrocious all year long. They got the receivers, they got the tight ends, they got Saquon that can catch out the backfield and get real funky with it. But Jalen Hurts haven't been able to connect with those guys downfield. So I think they too reliant on the run game, even though the run game is very potent. I just think that because of that, it's going to handicap them. The Washington team, they could run, they could pass, and they played very good defense. Very good defense. They just shut down one of the best offenses in Detroit. Like they shut them down. So I gotta go with the Commanders as well. I say all that to say I'm going with the Commanders. I had to give y'all a detailed reasoning. So, but yeah. So again, And so who wins the championship? Chiefs and Eagles number 1, Bills and Eagles number 2, Bills, Reds, Bills and Commanders number 3, Chiefs, Commanders number 4. My brother went with uh my brother went with Chiefs and Commanders. I went with Chiefs and Commanders. The rest of the world at 38%, bro, went with Bills and Commanders. What do you think about that?
I mean, that would be the more exciting one. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, yeah, I'm gonna lean more so on the Chiefs. That would be lit for the Bills to get to the Super Bowl finally. You know what I'm saying? But it's a long. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a tough one. I'm all for the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for watching it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. African languages out there. Shout out to AJ in the building. Miles. Eagles all the way. Shout out to Ebony in the building, tapping in. Shout out to Ebony in the building, tapping in, tapping in. So we got Eagles going all the way, and we have what we was talking about. Shout out to T in the building. Shout out to T, Talena. Shout out to Talena in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button and stay active in the chat. All right, moving on to our next popular opinion question. But before we go on, I'm looking forward to both games this week. These games are going to be lit. I don't care what the score is going to be. I just know it's going to be must-see TV. I just know that. I just know it's going to be must-see TV. Next question. Cheapest vacation destination on this list. Cheapest vacation destination on this list. Number 1, Thailand. Number 2, Panama. Number 3, Punta Cana. Number 4, Jamaica. Well, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. They got Punta Cana, but for those who don't know, it's in Dominican Republic.
Mm,
I've been to I've been
for
to
the cheapest,
I've been to two, one of these. I've been to one of these.
it probably would have to be between Panama and Thailand. I haven't been, but people say Thailand is
It's wild.
the cheapest one,
Yeah,
son.
that's what I've been hearing too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go with Thailand. I just can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't,
Yeah, nah. I
can't,
can't
can't.
rock with over there. I'm good over here, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Would you move to Thailand if you get over there and it's the crib is immaculate and it costs you to maintain? You know what I'm saying? Because we maintain and
Tell me if they see me with my leg up, though. You know what I'm saying?
brothers is trying to position themselves to do other things. You know what I'm saying?
I heard Thailand is where's that, baby? They get money over there.
Oh my god. So, all right, y'all. Um, so I heard. So my question: would you move over there, crib is immaculate, maintain, and everything for about 500 a month? Would that even be a thought process? And you still get great food. Just the cost of living is just different.
I'm sorry. I can't leave America, baby, son. It's just Thailand can't do what America do. You know what I'm saying? Like it just
Hmm.
can't.
Hmm.
I'm not leaving where I'm from, son. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I just
This is
can't do it.
home. This
This
is
is
home.
home, baby.
Yeah.
500, 15,000, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We here, baby. I ain't going nowhere.
Marty Roddy's AK-47 trays, deuce, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Shoot your kid. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying? So nah, I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so again, so you went with Thailand. I'm gonna agree with you with Thailand because I hear the same thing. I don't know, but we seen all the TikTokers. They like, yeah, baby, I'm over here. $350 a month for all this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 4 bedroom, three bathroom, the infinity pool in the living room. All this for 350. Feel me? Couldn't get this in America. So I'm here. What's happening? So I'm gonna go with Thailand because of that as well. In the chat, they're going with Thailand. Hi, I'm from Ukraine. Ukraine is in the building. Selena is from Ukraine. Love you.
to Ukraine.
Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Am I a gangster? Thailand, they going with Thailand in the chat. I went with Thailand. You went with Thailand. The rest of the world at 35% went with Thailand. What do you think about that?
Thailand about to get heavy traffic. You know what I'm saying? About to get crazy over there.
It's about to get
So
crazy.
wow, they're gonna have to raise the rent up. You know what I'm
saying? Yo, instead of your rent being 450, 455. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna pay the $5, son. I can't pay the $5. That $5 gonna hurt me.
Yo, I'm not paying the increase. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. All right, moving on to our next popular opinion question. America needs what immediately? America needs what immediately? Number one, department. I'm sorry. Number one, lower lower cost of living. Number two, deportation of illegal immigrants. Number three, centralized wages. Number four, new housing qualifications.
What was the first one you said?
Lower cost of living.
Low cost of living. Second one was what again?
Deportation of illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants. Third, centralized wages. Fourth, new housing qualifications.
I have to go with the first one.
The first one?
Yeah, lower cost of living.
Okay.
Majority of that stuff is majority of it is overinflated. You know what I'm saying? It's not regulated. It's not being washed over. You know what I'm saying? We've gone through it in the years that we lived in Miami in different areas. Like 1 minute, it's 1,100. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And elevating working 4-5 years.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you want to charge me 1,700, but never fix the elevator though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, nah, son. Like,
yeah.
At least fix the elevator, then ask me for $1,700. Then it would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But since you ain't fixed the elevator and fixed nothing else in the building, and then still charge me $1,700 after getting $1,100 for the last 4 years, makes no sense to me. So if it was more regulated, then I feel that would be something that would be immediate.
Yeah, I definitely respect. I mean, all these are very needed. All these are very needed. So I definitely respect where you're coming from, and I also agree. Lower cost of living is going to be. I think the world would rejoice in lower cost of living. I think people are. I want to say satisfied, but people are content on where and how much they make their money. As long as they're able to make a living, I think people would be content. But the lower cost of living will go so much further in our economy, in our life that we live in today. The reason why they raise rates is to protect the rich. When you have a larger gap of wealth, where you basically have the have and the have-nots, you're going to create positions of more desperation, which is going to lead to other industries like jail, because it's inevitable. Because people eventually won't be able to pay their bills, they eventually won't be able to put gas in their car, and so on and so forth. So if the American people is really being cared for, then lower cost of living is a direct effect of that household on every household. So I'm going with cost of living as well. When we come to lower cost of living as well. So I'm going with lower cost of living. My brother went with lower cost of living. I seen lower cost of living in the chat. In housing, and also for was new housing qualifications. Also was another good one as well. Uh, but at 45%, the rest of the world went with lower cost of living. What do you think about that? That's two in a row that we all agreed. Two in a row. What do you think about?
We're at that point where it's like it's not making sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not making sense at all. I was watching the movie American Beauty the other day, and in the movie, the pops was talking about, when I was growing up in high school, all we did was work at the burger joint. You know what I'm saying? Flip burgers all summer and listen to music and smoke weed all summer, right? And that was that little burger job was able to get him a little Dodge Charger. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he can get his little joint to the little lookout point and get right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You get a burger job joint today, well, you ain't getting no car with no burger job. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So how 40 years ago with a burger job you could get a car, but today you can get a damn bus pass with a burger job.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? The lower cost of living, we at that point is like, all right, y'all been finessing us enough now. Like, come on, like let's make it more reasonable now. You know what I'm saying?
And the essentials. The main thing is the essentials: gas, food, rent, or lease or mortgage. Those are the essential things that we need. The essential things to get us to work, things that's going to sustain us. And most people back in the day, like, they went on vacation but didn't go on vacation. Like me, I grew up going to my grandparents' house in Washington D.C. and my pops called that a vacation. I said something to him when I got older. I said, "Yo, you going to all these wild exotic places now, but when I was a kid, like, I never went on vacation." He's like, "Yes, you did," with a straight face. He's like, "Yeah, you used to go to Washington D.C. all the time." I'm like, "Yo, why you doing me like that, bro? Like, why you, like, come on now? That ain't no vacation, bro." You know what I'm saying? You going to,
That's a little road trip. You know what I'm saying?
come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't no vacation, bro. So, but at the end of the day, what's more so needed is the lower cost of living. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Next segment is Hollywood Need to Ask Us. We came up with this segment because there's a lot of trash ass movies in Hollywood and they lack creativity. We got better ideas, so that's how we came up with the segment. You want to start this one off?
Yes, yes, for sure. So for my Hollywood needs to ask us, I definitely want to see a documentary on Alex Haley, who was the writer of the Roots
Mm-hmm.
book.
Mm-hmm.
But you know me, I always got twisting it.
Mm-hmm.
But the documentary I want to be specifically about the court case where he got sued for plagiarizing the book.
Wow. Wow.
Now I'm gonna read from the actual article. So Alex Haley settled a lawsuit yesterday. So this was in 1978 by acknowledging that the word renowned book Roots contains some material from a relatively unknown novel about slavery that was published 9 years earlier. The settlement ended a 6-week trial of a suit by Harold Corlander, a 7-year-old author from Bathsheba, Maryland, who contended that there were substantial similarities between Roots and his own earlier novel, The African. He sued in federal district court in Manhattan for more than half of the profits of Roots. As the trial was about to reach climax, summations by opposing lawyers, they issued a following statement. The suit has been amicably settled out of court. Alex Haley acknowledges it and regrets that the violation materials from The African by Harold Corlander found their way into his books, The Roots. So I would love to see a documentary about this movie. I mean, about this book as
Yeah.
to why they would portray this falsified ideology on the mass population and never let people know that he was found to plagiarize the book. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see a documentary about this because a lot of people grew up thinking that this is their history. Come to find out, it's all made up
Yeah.
and it's all lies.
Yeah.
So I would love to see that documentary.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that would be fire, man. Alex Haley, because remember when they used to show the show, they say Alex Haley's roots, you know what I'm saying, based on the book. Um and he's somebody that's forgotten in our culture and his accomplishment. And I would love to see how that unfolds in a theatrical type of setting. So that would be a great idea, in my opinion. Talena, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is not that type of place. We appreciate your support, but we don't come on now, come on, like, this is not that platform for that, okay? But we appreciate you being here. If you're going to support, but don't be here with the foolishness, okay? All right, love. All right, my Hollywood Need to Ask Us. I seen this idea floating around on social media. I'm not going to lie. And the person that they picked made a whole lot of sense. So I had to bring it up because of the platform. So I want to see a theatric movie on the rapper legendary Nas, Nasir Jones. And when they brought up an actor that would be perfect for Nas because this boy can act. And secondly, he kind of give off Nas a little bit. He kind of give off that vibe. And because he can act, he won't be able to pull this off. I don't know if you're familiar with Jarrell Jerome.
Nah. Where you played in before?
He played in he played in They See Us, Where They See Us, the movie about the exonerated five that was wrongfully accused
Okay, okay.
for the essay. He played one of the main characters in that, and his most known role that people know, but I've never watched it, is called I Am Virgo, when he plays like this.
Oh, okay, okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
he kind of could kind of give off the vibe. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
I
could
mean,
see it.
with a good bevel blade, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cut, you know what I mean? I think he can pull that off. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, but the fact that he can act, I think it gives it the validity that it would deserve somebody of Nas and what he's been able to do on screen, off screen. The legendary stories that we hear about Nas, whether being good or bad, seeing him as a full, complete man, making mistakes, triumph, I mean, doing well for himself. I mean, he had one of the best albums out when he was 16 years old. 16. Think about that. 16, bro. And he had one of the best albums in the world, was regarded as the future of rap, was regarded as one of the best rappers in the game at 16 years old. So I would love to see his life story in a theatrical style using this particular actor.
That's fire.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, because you got to cast Jungle for this. You know what I mean? I think Jungle should be in the movie himself, his older brother, personally as another character, and I think somebody should play him. But I couldn't figure out which actor could pull off Jungle. The only person I feel like that could pull off older Jungle is Hakeem Johnson. Hakeem Johnson is known for playing Weebay in The Wire. Now, I can see him playing like the older Jungle, but it will be dope that that Jungle's actually in the movie and plays like another role, and then somebody plays the younger version of himself, and he was very influential in Nas' life. That's his brother. They grew up in the same household, so I think it would be dope, you know, to have him in there as well too. So, what do you think about that?
That's fire. That's lit. That'll be a dope movie to see.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it gives us a chance to relive that music. Even though when that music came out for real, we was real little dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta be honest. We was real little dudes, but we appreciate the music, and at the end of the day, I would love to relive those moments. I remember how my brother would light up when, playing Nas, and I remember seeing him and Lauryn Hill, and if I ruled the world, which was such a dope concept, and seeing him at the time speaking like that or rapping like that about that particular concept is just a concept that we couldn't shake as the little brothers. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in the game and just watching the older bros doing their thing. So I just think it will be something special to see. But they have to get right, not just the music selection, but they have to get right reliving those moments, because the really good biopics like the NWA, what else was a great biopic? Ray Charles, um, damn, NWA Ray Charles. What's Love Got to Do with It? Any one of those biopics that's amazing. What it makes you do is relive those moments. It makes you relive that music and take you to a place like, damn, let me go listen to this on Apple Music right now. It takes you to a place. So they have to get that right. And if I was the makers to make this, I would do the actual science on how to break that down. I would especially do a case study on the Temptations movie because with the Temptations, anything that they was going through within the movie, they basically performed the song seamlessly during the actual movie. So I think that would be fire. So
Nah, this should be fire as fuck.
yeah, yeah, but also something that has to be casted to their role has to be casted is Khalees. I don't know if you've been seeing Khalees lately, but she been off in the continent of Africa or to different countries, just making sandals out of beets and looking real milky,
Eating a lot of mangoes, huh?
eating mangoes with the wild fruit, just looking real milky. Yeah, my mind took me to a place. Yeah, my mind took me to a place. My bad. But again, I would love to see that movie. All right, moving on to our must see segment, must see movies. We're going to do must hear music and must see TV shows, documentaries, and stand ups before we move on to our next segment. You want to start this one off?
No, you can start it off.
All right, so my first must see movie, fire movie, came out in 1994, directed by Richard Rush. This stars Bruce Willis, Jane March, Scott Balka, Leslie A. Warren, Eric LaSalle, and Brad Dourif. I'm sorry, Brad Dourif. Sorry. This movie is called Color of Night. Fire movie. I don't know if you ever heard of this one, bro,
Mm.
but this one is about a young psychologist that's dealing with the fact that one of his clients just committed suicide and having to deal with that. Have to see the rest of the movie. I won't ruin it for y'all. Make sure y'all tap in to see Color of Night. Next must see movie came out in 2023, directed by Warren Skills. This movie stars Madison Wolfe, uh, Sky Jackson, Ali Lauder, Sean Austin, and Brooke Hyland. This movie is called The Man in the White Van. This had a very interesting concept to the movie. Y'all gotta watch it. Y'all gotta form your own opinion because this movie's about a young girl that's growing up in her family. She has a history of saying and doing things that are not actually true. So now when things are starting to happen, obviously the family doesn't believe her. The man in the white van has to see the rest of the movie. I won't ruin it for y'all. Make sure y'all tap in to see The Man in the White Van. And my last must see movie came out in 2024, directed by J.C. Shandor. This movie stars Aaron Johnson, Ariana DeBose, Russell Crowe, Fred Hatchiner. This movie is called Craven the Hunter. Uh, it's a must see movie because I thought the movie was going to be absolute dog doodle. But after watching the movie, I formed a different opinion. I'm not going to say it's out of this world, but Craven the Hunter, for those who don't know, is a Marvel character who whose series is based out of Spider-Man. And basically, you have to see the movie. I won't ruin it for y'all. Make sure y'all tap in to see Craven the Hunter and form your own opinion. So my three must-see movies is Craven the Hunter, The Man in the White Van, and The Color of Night. You ever seen any? You ever seen The Color of Night?
Nah,
Okay, okay. What about The Man in the White Van and Craven?
nah, I ain't even hear about the man in the white van.
For real?
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah. The dude that played in Rudy, and then we talked about Ali Lauder the other day. She up here doing her thug dizzle, so she's in this as well. Good job, good job.
All right. Say less. Y'all know how I do, chat. I always got a theme for my movies. This one is no different. So this one is colonial horror. So we doing horror movies that have a colonial theme, or it's in like the 16th, 17th type of century. So the clothing and the aesthetic is going to be from that time frame. All right. So for the first movie on this list is called Sleepy Hollow. Came out in 1999. Stars Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, Christopher Walken, Lisa Marie, Casper Van Dien, Mark Pickering, Jeffrey Jones, Miranda Richardson, Richard Griffith, and Michael Gabon. Basically about the old horror story about the man with the pumpkin head,
Mm-hmm.
and dope movie. Johnny Depp was in his bag in this one. It's a classic, so definitely tap into this one. Next movie on the list is called The Woman in Black. Came out in 2012. Stars Daniel Radcliffe, Janet Meter, Liz White, Syrian Hines, Emma Sharing, Sophie Stuckey, Missy Handley, and Jessica Rain. Woman in Black is a classic 17th century horror movie about a dude loses his wife, moves into a haunted house, and you gotta watch the rest of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Dope movie. Definitely well underrated for sure. And last on my list is called The Witch. Came out in 2015. Stars Anya Taylor Joy, Ralph Ineson, Harvey Scrimshaw, Kate Dickey, Sarah Stevens, Ella Banger, Daniel Malik, Lucas Dawson, Bathsheba Garnett, Julian Richings, Brooklyn Hurd, and Daniel Beckerman. Again, colonial times, a lot of superstition going on. You follow this family that's just trying to get their way. They make it stop, something happens, and you gotta watch the rest of the movie to find out. Fire movie as well too. So my movies on my list are Sleepy Hollow, The Woman in Black, and The Witch.
Fire movies, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in. Sleepy Hollow is that smooth classic. I would love to see more movies like that that have like those type of themes. Whether it's colonial, whether it's like funk, or I mean, I'll say funk, but like 70s style or 60s style. I love to see theme movies that's horror based, comedy based. You get what I'm saying? Like I like to
Mhm.
see that particular vibe, to those type of movies. Colonial based is either they do it really good or they do it terrible, and those
Yeah.
movies are good. So, but I love to see those base movies though. That's dope. That's dope. I want to be a movie star. I love it. Craven wasn't terrible. Craven. So yeah, y'all stuck on that Craven. All right. So moving on to our uh, must hear music. To our must hear music, I have a rap artist who I'm surprised I did not do yet. This will be a theme for the music tonight. Is rap, but this is an artist that I haven't done yet, and I'm kind of getting tired of the slander of this artist musically. You have people saying that this artist have no business being in anybody's top three list, let alone top 10 or being the best of all time. The slander that this artist go through is crazy to me. You never hear other artists talk bad about this artist at all. They hold this artist in the highest regard. That should let people know something. My must hear artist for tonight, you have to put these three songs on your playlist, is by Jay Z. Jay Z has been getting so much slander for the music, not even for things that's going on, for the music, his music. And it's so weird. Growing up, Jay Z has always been the GOAT. And then now we get to 2024, 2025. Now he's trash. It's crazy. So my first must have or must hear on your playlist from Jay Z is called Where I'm From. Fire song. Make sure y'all put this on y'all list. Number two, must have song. It's On, featuring Beanie Siegel. Must have on your list. And number three, my favorite Jay Z song of all time, Bar for Bar. There's no debate on this for me personally, is La La La.
Classics. They're bugging. It's too many. Just drop like 13, 14 albums. Fuck out of here. What y'all talking about? You got an emotional Jay Z, which is from Life and Times of Volume 2, one of
Come
my
on,
favorites. You know what I'm saying?
come on,
You
bro.
can't get more emotional than that. That's a thug being mad emotional. Like, you got mad layers of Jay Z. Like, fuck out of here, son. Like,
Come on.
They don't want to go back in time. That's all.
So I mean, I keep hearing this slander, and he doesn't speak up for himself, and not really that he should, because it speaks for itself. But you don't hear other rappers speaking or saying, "Yo, Jay-Z is trash," but you hear people say, I mean, I know music is subjective, but can we not be ridiculous, people? Like, and this be the same people that be holding up other artists, and I'm not going to say the other artist's name because I don't want to disrespect anyone to respect someone else. But when it comes to rap, you're not going to hear it from other rappers, and I'm not talking about regular rappers. I'm talking about God MCs. So again, put this on your playlist. Where I'm from, it's on, featuring Beanie Siegel, and last but not least, La La La. Make sure y'all put that on y'all playlist. All right, moving on to our must see show, classic show, documentary, or stand up. You want to start this one off?
I got my favorite classic show growing up when I was a kid. Definitely a throwback. Boy Meets World. Had,
Okay.
had
Okay.
7 seasons. Came out in 1993. Stars Daniel Fishel, Ben Savage, Ryder Strong, Will Freddie, Betsy Randall, William Daniels, Trina McGee, William Russ, Lily Nixey, Maitland Ward, Matthew Lawrence, and Michael Jacobs. Basically, as the title says, Boy Meets World. We watch main character as he grows up with his friends, gets the love of his life, and you just see him growing up through the trials and tribulations of being in junior high, then going to high school, and it was just a all around good show. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes you back, and it's definitely a classic. So definitely tap into Boy Meets World.
Make sure y'all tap into Boy Meets World. It's a fire show. I hate all the backlash that you hear behind the scenes now, but the product in itself was such a dope show. Growing up, it was such a clutch show that part of that TGIF family. You couldn't get no better than TGIF on that Friday night. So make sure y'all tap into Boy Meets World. All right, y'all. I got a classic show. This is going to take you way back. This is an old cartoon that it must be talked about. And I didn't know that they had this on the Disney Channel, so you can actually see this immediately when after the show. My must see TV show. It's a TV show. Only had one season, but y'all know one season back in the '90s used to hit different. This one season contains 65 episodes.
That's like three. That's like 4 seasons now. You know what I'm saying?
Not, bro, that's like six now because they only rock 10 at a time. They only rock 10 at a time. You know what I'm saying? 65 episodes in one season. This show, this classic must see show, is called Tailspin.
Mhm.
Tailspin, y'all, is so popping. You see the joy that my brother had on his face when I say Tailspin, because Tailspin was a classic. But you know, it had the little young gunner trying to learn from the big homie how to maneuver airplanes and fire jets and trying to get to the Munyon. And it's so dope. The main character, he was pulling all the moves in the sky because he didn't want to lose his plane and his crib. So he had regular bro problems. You know what I'm saying? He come back from flying, chilling at Louis for a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? He got a little young boy with him, just tagged along. You know what I'm saying? All
So
stalled.
Benny talking about, yo, you work for me now.
Yeah,
Like, wait,
you know,
hold up. Like, what you mean?
like yo, bro, you a stowaway in my, you know what I'm saying, in my airplane. And then when they get to his crib, which is kind of a little creepy, you know what I'm saying, but he a stowaway. Like, where else he gonna go? The taxi man at the front door talking about, yeah, you're missing payments. We're about to take your airplane, dog, and the crib. We've been sending y'all notices. You know what I'm saying? So now he got to pull wild moves to keep his crib and his airplane. It is such a funny and fire throwback cartoon. This is it is not Marvel '97. I'm X-Men '97, but it's a great show. And if they was to reprise this cartoon, they can easily do it. They can easily do it. and I wish they would, but they got 65 episodes in one season. More than enough seasons, more than enough episodes to enjoy. So make sure y'all tap into go see Tailspin. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Classic right there, son.
Fire show. Fire show. Fire show. All right, y'all. Moving on to oh, my bad. You got cologne for us?
Definitely got cologne for y'all. Y'all look good, you feel good, you smell good, you gonna do good. So this fragrance for this week is Dolce Gabbana, and I'm sorry, the scent is called Light Blue. Definitely get you a bottle of this one. It's fire, fire, fire scent. Again, it's Dolce Gabbana, and it's called Light Blue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yo, shout out to King Prince in the building. One of our badge holders, one of our badge holders, one of our badge holders. Get your badges. My brothers, we appreciate you as always, King Prince, for tapping in, y'all. Again, y'all, different memberships, different access. So we have memberships within the chat. It's in the links in the bio. It's in the community page. So make sure y'all continue to support. We appreciate it tenfold. Thank you again. All right, moving on. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to wrap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you get classic movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, Button Snaps. First hot topic of the night. Rapper Fat Joe gets booed in Chicago while performing the show because of the comments made prior to on the podcast um, with Math Hoffa. Um, and the comments was it was surrounding about the FBA, which stands for Foundational Black Americans. Y'all know me, I hate saying the word black because we're not 3/5 of a people or a person. But in the contents of this is what he was booed for because of said act. Oh, shout out to Talina, thank you again for the support. We appreciate that. Wow, thank you. Big. That's big. Thank you. We appreciate that. Love it. Love it. Make sure y'all hit them likes. Hit them likes for that support. That was really amazing. Appreciate that. But yes, so Fat Joe again was booed during his performance because of said comments of the foundational Black Americans. What do you think about this?
I mean, the comments he made was just outright goofy. So it's like obviously, Puerto Ricans did not start rap. You know what I'm saying? Like rap started way back in the 30s. So it's like,
Mhm,
what are we talking about? It's been documented. So
mhm,
let's be cool. And then your man's Big Pun, before he died, his big song, he was in that song, he was uh basically giving homage to foundational Black Americans for embracing Boricua music. So what are
mhm,
you talking about?
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's goofy, and you got booed off the stage for forgetting your own history.
mhm, mhm. I agree. I agree. I had this conversation with Jokey. Um, Hip hop would not be where it's at if it wasn't for the have-nots of this country. It would not be where it's at without the haves in this country. And let me break this down. This is so layered. Hip hop starting from the 30s and 40s based on the type of music and the sound because they wasn't being able to really get their sound, but they was trying to be innovative and always trying to be different, right? But the culture of hip hop really sustained itself back when the late 70s, early 80s, based on my knowledge. Now, the foundational Black Americans, uh, who is us and we is them, in a sense of people who are foundationally from America. Why does it cause? And I'm seeing it in the chat. Why does it cause a division that we say that we created something based on documentation, not based on feeling, but based on documentation. But why does it create division when we say we created something, but you helped us build this up? Because one and two can be true. which is true, because the culture in itself, it took all of cultured people, meaning foundational Black Americans. It took, Latinos, so-called Latinos, uh, Black Dominican people who was in the same neighborhoods, even people who was quote unquote white, being have and have nots. Because back in the day, what people don't realize, if they say in the hip hop, the culture itself started in the Bronx. In the Bronx, if anybody has any history in the Bronx, poor whites, blacks, and Latinos was raised in the same area, same buildings, same places, everything. And they used to fight and do all stuff. We used to do all the stuff within our own neighborhoods. But then for the people that the haves, the people that got the money, those are the people who patronized the rap to a whole nother level, buying albums because they had the money to do so, and being able to take the culture and mainstream it, even though they basically essayed the culture at the same time. So the culture of rap, from based on what I've seen, it took us, along with Latinos and the whites and the have not whites, to do so. What's wrong with saying that? But when we're talking about starting something, if we have documented proof, why does that cause division with the documented proof? Even what bro, even as a question, why do you think that will cause division?
Because they mad about the creators actually coming back and taking over their shit. That's really what it's about. When we start waking up and realize we done created a lot of the shit and we want it back, niggas starting getting mad that you want your shit back. It's like the same thing, like somebody borrow your shit. You know what I'm saying? You know he borrowed it, you know he borrowed it, and he know he borrowed it from you. But when it's time to get your shit back, now all of a sudden they don't remember it's yours in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same scenario.
Mm-hmm.
We've been so cool for so long, letting everybody borrow our culture. Oh, I love Black culture. I love this and I love that. But when it's come time to fuck with niggas, now everybody wanna all this, that, and the third. Now we now jacking that. So if you wanna pick and choose, all right, cool. We're gonna just take everything back now.
Mm-hmm. And
don't be mad when I take my ball back, nigga. Don't be mad. Did you bring your ball? No. So I brought my ball. I'm time to go. It's time for me to go home. I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
get a
Point
little
blank,
home,
period.
get a little homie his ball back. You know what I mean? Like,
I told you not to bring that ball with you. They just want to be mad. Why are you mad?
it's just a ball. His daddy gave him that ball. I just don't understand why this caused so much division, and this kind of hurts, because as a kid, I always looked up to Fat Joe's grind. And then one of the reasons why I looked up to Fat Joe's grind, because he was one of the main people that was out front street, being somebody understanding that he's Latino, but understanding what the so-called Latino comes from, and that we're all one and the same. So being that he embraced the quote unquote Americanized foundational Black roots as well as African roots, I'm like, okay, cool. Here's somebody that's upstanding and righteous, but understand that all Latino people don't feel the way that he feels. So it was always division amongst that, because he always spoke ahead. So now that he's speaking on the other side of it, now based on how he's speaking, it caused a division, and it caused a misrepresentation of how you really feel and what you benefit from. Because let's be clear, like, yeah, his culture may be foundational Black without even realize African or Latino. And a lot of his friends, it looks like me and you, but there's also Latino, because they like to separate, not them as the Latinos, but people in general like to separate culture and Latino instead of us being one and the same. So I'm pretty sure all those people are in his camp or in his terror squad or whatever the case may be. And some people understand where he's coming from and don't understand where he's coming from. Based on what he's saying, it caused division, and people is going to check that. You cannot base he based how he felt about a person or individuals and made it about the whole culture of cultured people. When originally, when he spoke on the original person, on original people, on cultured people, he always included himself and his culture because it's supposed to be one and the same. But now all of a sudden this division, and all these years you've been benefiting from the culture. Like, let's make sense of this. And if you look at his crew is all culture based. So to hear that he got booed at his latest show based on the statements that he made is not surprising. He just stepped down recently as the host of the BET show, the BET Hip Hop show. He was going to be the host for that. He stepped down, and rightfully so at this particular time because everybody's not going to jack it, right? I understand that. Is it fair? It's fair at the moment because based on what you said, there has to be there has to be accountability, and like you said, we're just going to take it back. If you're not jacking, if you're not including us in the culture, if you're saying that yeah we did this and we did, yes we did move this thing forward. We we moved this thing forward as a culture. We moved it forward as a culture. But starting is a difference between starting and moving it across the culture. What is wrong with saying that? What is wrong with that? How many NFL teams there are today? Do you really believe that the owners of the NFL teams are the people who started the teams? No. If you do the history on those teams, these teams be from other states, other cities. So it started over here, but you moved it forward. And you have a claim to say, yo, I'm the owner of this said team and I moved this thing forward, and the history cannot be spoke on this entity without me. But I didn't start it, and I'm okay with that. So why is this such a divisional point when we say we started something, but we moved this thing forward? I just don't understand that. I just don't understand that. All right, y'all. Moving forward to our next hot topic. Do you want to add anything to that before we go on?
No, we good.
Okay, all right. So moving on to our next hot topic, Donald Trump. Donald Trump immigration raids have already started. It already started in cities like Colorado, Illinois, or states, I should say. Colorado, Illinois, California, Iowa, New York, and Texas. What do you think about that?
I mean, if you came into the country illegally, you're gonna get put out. Like this, simple as plain.
Mm-hmm.
If you came into the country through the proper channels, you have nothing to worry about. You're
Mm-hmm.
documented. You're good. But if
Mm-hmm.
you came in here illegally, why are you mad?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand what the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem? Did you come
Mm-hmm.
into the proper channels? Yes or no? If it's no,
Mm-hmm.
then you gotta go.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because when I look in the mirror and the way the world see me, it's a yes and no world for me, right? So there's no gray area. So if I know I'm somewhere finessing, because this is, if you're a legal immigrant in the country, undocumented, that's a finesse. I understand it, right? But if there's something where you have to go back, then you can't get mad.
No.
Anytime you finessing something, when you get caught, you can't be mad. You have to charge it to the game. You took your chance and you took a L. You may not like it, but again, dealing with the reality instead of my feelings, that's a part of the reality. So that's how I look at it, bro. So I'm actually kind of surprised that he's moved as fast as he's moved so far. I'm not even gonna lie as far as this particular thing. It threw me that they had a final decision on TikTok. We spoke about that before a previous show, but it's like they ain't moving on nothing else. But just the other day, as soon as we said that, he signed off on a whole lot of different things. But this in particular, as far as the immigration rates, it already started. So, uh,
No, that's a fact, man. Get them up out of here. Come back in the proper channels, and then we could talk. That's all.
mhm,
I had to do it, so what's the problem?
mhm,
You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
My parents brought me here through the proper channels.
mhm.
Okay, so you want to come in here and jug and finesse? All right. You want to jug and finesse till you can't jug and finesse no more. Now you gotta go. Now you mad.
Mhm.
Take your bag and your ball and go home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, that's just what it is. And if they had all this money for all the illegal immigrants coming over, and this is part of our, resources, we got a whole bunch of people who are broke, who are homeless, who are have lack of resources. We need to hold on to our resources to make sure the people here have a leg to stand on.
Right.
Just I'm moving on to our next hot topic. NBA great Scottie Pippen just said, just said he still wins 6 rings without Michael Jordan. What do you think about that?
Just more publicity, just to keep your name alive, just to keep I don't know, people talking about you on social media, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Drop a little pebble in the pond and, you know what I'm saying, make some little ripples. That's all that is.
Yeah. I mean, if we're talking basketball, like Scotty out his mind, man. Like, what is
All right.
what?
If we're talking basketball, there's no need to even talk about it or even entertain it because we already know basketball. We know what this is. So there's
Yeah,
no point. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like a
like
little ripple in the pond, it's like, all right, we get that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, yeah. I mean, for the aspect of the show, we gotta dive in a little bit, right? So we're gonna bypass the fact that Scotty had his own team on the Bulls. He had his own team. They got pieced out by the New York Knicks second round. He wasn't even the shot taker, when they needed the big shot at the end of the game. Phil Jackson called the play for Tony Kukoc. Tony Kukoc. Now Tony was cold, but you Scottie Pippen, right? So because the play wasn't drawn up for him, he like, yeah, I'm gonna sit this one out. Team looked at him like, my goat would never. You sitting out, bro? And Tony Kukoc hit the winning shot. So he was feeling extra frosty on top of that. So he had his own team on Chicago. Didn't he get traded to the Blazers? I watched the game of the Blazers the other night, like a game from the '90s of the Blazers the other night, like it was a recent game, and I had a great time watching that game. They was playing the Lakers. This was prime Lakers. This is Lake. I mean, this is Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, young Kobe, Shaq. I mean, this is the Squiznard. You know what I'm saying? They playing the Portland Trailblazers. Who they had? They had Brian Grant, Sadrinas Agauskas. They had They had young Rasheed Wallace. They had Steve Smith, Scottie Pippen. Like they had a Squiznard. Like I'm like, but if you look at them records, I mean, they was good, but they didn't win no chips. So we're gonna bypass that. And before he got to Portland, we're gonna bypass the fact that he was in Houston with Akeem Olajuwon, with Charles Barkley. Didn't win no championships. So Scotty, stop it. Scott, stop it. Stop it. He's kind of hurt because he had made mention of this. That throughout all the years that him and Michael Jordan played together on the Bulls, they never had dinner together. They never had like a real chop sit down like on some brother to brother type of vibe. And all these years, if you watch any of these basketball things, Scotty's always say, "Yeah, Michael's the GOAT. The things he could do with the ball, da 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 da." Now he not the GOAT. We all know what this is about. We know what this is about, Scotty. No disrespect. No disrespect. But yo, it's Larsa's fault, bro. It's not Michael's fault. It's Larsa's fault, bro. Keep where the blame should be blamed. It's Larsa's fault, bro. Gotta get over this, Scotty. Got to. Gotta get over this. This is getting out of control. This is out of control, Scotty. Stop. MJ would have still won 6 rings without Scottie Pippen because it would have just been another player. Jordan had the type of talent he was going to win regardless. It may not be 6 rings, but I believe it would have been 6 rings because honestly, the Bulls should have won about 7 or 8 rings. But if it was another player, let's say it's not Jordan and it's a healthy Ron Harper. If y'all remember what Ron Harper looked like when he was healthy, so it could have been another player playing his role and doing the things that Scottie Pippen can do. I'm just saying, Scotty, stop. Jordan had a better chance of winning chips than you do. Scotty is very skilled. He could probably do damn near everything that Jordan could do, but Jordan has that dog in him. Scotty don't. If you look at Scotty's career averages, they're not impressive. Stop. Moving on to our next hot topic. 24-year-old Atlanta woman, Lamora Williams, slowly cooked her 2 toddlers, Jakarta and Jawan Williams, in the oven and sent the video to the father of their bodies. She has been sentenced to life in prison. Now, this happened years ago, but the sentencing just happened. So she was sentenced to life in prison, guilty on all 14 charges, including felony murder, cruelty to children, and giving a false statement. What do you think about this?
I just hope the father finds some kind of peace and solace in that verdict. I hope he finds therapy and honestly finds peace and then moves on from this. To lose his 2 children, I'm pretty sure he's battling the court and battling her, and to lose his children in that type of fashion, and then for her to be so disgusting and evil as a woman to send a photo to him, it just is vile and disgusting. It just shows how the level of like women just don't care. Like majority of women, I'm not gonna say all of y'all, but some women, it's like the the things that y'all do are just it's just disgusting. Like it's just horrible right here, just horrible activity. And I just hope that father finds some peace.
What do you say to a man in his position as a friend, as a brother, as a cousin, as somebody that you know in your neighborhood, somebody you know in the community? What can you say to give a real form of comfort? What police officer could say anything to him?
Nothing. Just do your damn job. Find the motherfucker. That's what they did. And friends and family, there's nothing you could really say because
Mm-hmm.
you're not going through it. All y'all could do is just be there. That's
Mm-hmm.
really it. In any form or fashion that individual needs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All you could do is just be there. Because to go through that, the mental and emotional toll that's gonna take, and then to um who knows if you ever get past it. You know what I'm saying? That's not something you get past or over. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no there's no workout for that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah.
for friends and family, just have to like just be there for that person. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they don't go off on the deep end and like lose themselves in grief.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine anyone that I know to go through something like that. Losing your child is something I never want to experience. I looked at my parents dealing with the death of my brother, my oldest brother. Rest in peace, my brother Miles. And to see their heartbreak when he passed away, and I recognized that when it happened as a kid, and me being a father, me raising my daughter, I would never want to experience that type of pain ever. Take me out first. I would trade my life for hers in a heartbeat. I never want to experience that. And in this fashion, in this type of way, and these kids were only 1 years old. So they didn't get a chance to live no life or nothing. And she just snuffed them, snuffed their life. And I just don't understand mentally, how do you get to that point where you're like the resolve is to kill your children, your own children, at 1 years old? I don't understand how that even a resolution. That can't be somebody that's dealing with any type of logic. There's a immense level of sickness for somebody to do something like that to any child, let alone your children, your flesh and blood. These two individuals came from inside of you. It's your flesh and blood. I just don't understand the resolve to that. And some people would say, well, you know, where was her parents to help her like get through? Like, what happened to having some sort of consequence? What happened to that? Why is it always on the grandparents or somebody that should have been over her to check in on her and da 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 da? It's like whatever happened to being self accountable? Where is that? This was a rotten individual for her to have that type of resolution. These are her babies. I just don't understand that. I don't understand that. And my heart goes out to this man. Nobody, no one would want to lose their children, let alone in this manner. It's like you said, you hit all the proper points on this. Um, and I can't add to how disgusting this is. It's terrible. And she should go to jail for a long time. I mean, a long time. Never see the light of day. And she should not get. And I believe in lethal injection, but I don't think in her case she deserves to be sentenced to death. I think she should live out the rest of her days with this on her. With this on her, because death is not going to do nothing for her. She's going to get it. She's going to escape to her reality. There is no reality. There is no come to Jesus moment in this at all, or even a possibility. So just terrible. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Olympian runner Sha'Carri Richardson. I'm gonna hate this topic, but it is what it is. Olympic runner Sha'Carri Richardson lands the cover of Essence magazine, and the pictures was very tantalizing. The cover was sexy, but the pictures, in the cover, see through, you know, outfit. You could see, her chest, areola, nip, all that. But she had the see through whatever on with some undies. It looked good if I'm her man, or if that's your woman. But to be an Olympian runner and to be that for women, and even for or any athlete, is that the image you want to put out there in any type of platform? I mean, those type of pictures look like that should be for your man. What do you think?
It's always funny that when women empowerment is always leads to some whole shit.
Mm,
Like it's
mm,
never none about none empowering, nothing like none strong. You could have been in your the latest new running gear, showing off the new spikes and all that. No, you
mhm,
decide to be scantily clad, but then still want respect. Like it doesn't go hand in hand. And majority of women always be wearing some scantily clad clothes, but then want me to respect you. How? You don't even respect yourself.
mhm,
You don't even respect yourself, but you want me to respect you. But then also you want the whole world to respect you? How? The
mhm,
world doesn't owe you no understanding. The world doesn't have to respect you because it's you. No.
mhm,
So it's like every time these pictures come up, like there's never no other women like saying, nah, this is not a good outfit to wear. Just that the third, nah, this is just crazy.
mhm. I
It's,
mean,
it's always an excuse. There's always they're always gonna find some way to like you know what I'm saying? It's always a scapegoat.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But with
yeah,
men, it's always cut and dry. But with
mhm,
women, it's always there's a thin line. There's always some shades of gray and all this other buffalo.
Shades of gray. It's some shades of gray.
Yeah, it's always some shades of gray. Now it's black and white. You wear some whole shit, I'm gonna treat you like, oh, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's always been. Men
Yeah.
will look at you and then immediately judge you just like that. You don't like it, it is what it is. That's how it is. But women, y'all had choice. Y'all been had choice for 100 years. This is what y'all rock.
Mm-hmm.
This is the choices y'all made. Y'all been had freedom for 100 years, and this is what y'all choosing. Wearing fashion over gear that costs $100, maybe if that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
$300, $400 for fake hair, but never grow your hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it's tiring now. Y'all all look the same, and it's just old now. It's old and tiring.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, the pictures, if you're her man, it looked good for you. It looks like the type of pictures she went to a photographer, had some sexy pictures, which is also questionable, might I add, ladies.
My woman is not doing that.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
None of that.
Taking the pictures cool, but that's another layered conversation. But again, if she has sexy pictures for her man, cool. In the sense of these pictures are for my eyes and my eyes only, right? Or her man's eyes only, right? But to have it in a form for the whole world to see, again, she's see-through outfit and you can see everything.
Attention's a hell of a drug. Like Kanye West said, Instagram got your bitch.
Mm.
Attention is all they care about. That's all it's all about. Because you're not thinking about tomorrow. You're not thinking about the next day. You're not thinking about years later on. Maybe you don't want to feel like that. But hey, it's today, right? It's all about the now. Okay. That picture's always gonna be there forever.
What happened to the athletes that used to promote, you know, dare I say the pumps? You remember when the pumps came out? I was like, yo, you got to get these sneakers because they'll pump you up. You know what I mean? You get good traction on these sneakers. You had mentioned it earlier about security, like why not mention the new spikes on the her very own spikes to help you bust that stride a little bit better. Like what happened to actually promoting something within the sport? And if you didn't promote it within the sport, it actually made sense for them to promote it. For example, like body spray or something like that, like sports body spray, or something that's
It would
addictive.
make sense if women supported it.
Mm-hmm.
So since women don't support it, they gotta sell sex because they know men is gonna buy it.
Correct.
That's the only reason. If women said that they do what they say they were gonna do and support women, then why is WNBA don't make no bread?
Mm.
Y'all support all women, right? Who supports WNBA? The men,
Mm-hmm.
and even the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So, even in their own logic, it doesn't make no sense. They ain't got no logic.
And we got some girls that could ball, right? But I've never seen I've never seen other women. Excuse me. I've never seen other women rock the new Lisa Leslie's. And Lisa Leslie used to have a hella fire sneak. I'm like, yo, those are fire, but that's more for lady style. But I've never seen other women rock the Lisa Leslie's. I've never seen other women rock the Dawn Staley's or any other female baller that had a signature shoe. Like, where's the support regarding that? Where I
Companies know women don't support women. That's why they don't give them no shoes. Because who's gonna buy it?
mm,
Who's gonna buy it?
mm-hmm,
They might as well put you in stilettos than sneakers.
mm.
Like, ain't nobody gonna buy your sneakers, man. Let's be honest. Companies already know that. They ain't putting no bread up. Caitlin Clark might have been your best bet.
But they don't support Caitlin Clark
Hey,
in
see,
that.
for men, it's all about the skill set. It ain't about race for us. When it comes to sport, you all differences aside. If you faster than me, you just faster than me. That's it.
Yeah,
Nothing I could do about that.
yeah, you can't do nothing about
If you
that.
could jump higher than me, you could just jump higher than me.
Can't
There's
do
nothing
nothing
I
about
could do about that.
that.
Nothing. That's why, in the essence of sport, it's just pure and it's just fair. When you
Mm-hmm.
start mucking it up with all this goofiness, like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
like, stop.
See in sports, especially with guys, ladies, like my brother's saying, it's about the spectacle. If somebody does something we've never seen, then that particular athlete It's like he's must see TV because he can do this. And that's what we're going to support. We've never seen this. And if he's doing it at a high level while being productive, then now he's the GOAT level, and it's just as simple as that. You know what I mean? Like that's why Michael Jordan is so revered because he was doing things that we've seen before. Well, not me because Michael Jordan is way older than me, obviously, but when you have somebody like Dr. J at that time was basically Michael Jordan. So now when Michael Jordan comes in, he's doing it younger, faster, better, stronger, and he's winning championships. Dr. J won him a couple of championships, but not at the level of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was playing at a level and doing things statistically that was unheard of at the time. He's averaging 34 points, 35 points. He's jumping and dunking on people. People never seen people like really dunk on people the way Michael Jordan was before then. So that's why we like the spectacle. Mike, shout out to Deion Sanders, him being as fast and him being the athlete that he was at the time. Then when we see players like a Michael Vick who was super fast, not as fast as Deion, but still very fast at the quarterback position, was unseen at the time. So it's a form of spectacle. So I mean, seeing this is, I mean, at the end of the day, it I think, women, anything revolving women regarding sports, they have to do like a re-evaluation of what their brand is supposed to speak and who is supposed to speak to. If you want your brand to speak to women, then you have to not say, but you have to have something that would make sense for women to support it. Now, some women may say, "Well, we did that. We try to do things that our products that is for women and supposed to be for women, but women didn't, support." So, what it is about your brand that's missing to get the support from women? Because obviously, if you get that support, you could run the world. Because obviously, you got people like Rihanna. You have people like uh, what's this, like the Kardashians. You have people like Taylor Swift, who their main core base, Beyonce, their main core base is women, and women support them. So you do have a blueprint where you could take from and try to add it to the formula of gaining female viewership.
Facts.
And the best part about it, you don't have to pay for the promotion because your promotion is your play. That's the promotion. To get added promotion comes from other companies. It's simple and easy. So it's confusing. Again, Shakari Richardson is a very attractive woman, but those pictures, again, is for your man. It's not for the world to see, and it's going to confuse the brand consumer based on the brand consumer. Based on those pictures, your consumer is men. Because as a man, I'm looking at that picture. I'm like, whoa, I got to watch her next match. I'm just saying. There's no way women will look at that picture and be like, yeah, I need to buy what she's selling. So it just don't make sense. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. This one in particular is a question. Should people reconsider celebrating Valentine's Day? Y'all know Valentine's Day is coming up. Should people consider should people reconsider celebrating Valentine's Day? That's the question.
I mean, like, people ain't gonna like this answer. You shouldn't be celebrating none of these holidays. None of these things is real. Like, what are we talking about? Especially you churchgoers, y'all half-ass niggas. Y'all be in one and then out the other. You can't tell me you churchgoers that read the Lord and read the Bible and tell you about pagan holidays and you still celebrate New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter.
Hmm.
Like, come on, son. Valentine's Day, like, come on.
Hmm.
Like, you still on the same rat carousel. Like, come on, like, get off this. Like, this is crazy now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is insane. You still wondering, like, even when we was kids, like, none of these things have nothing to do with men.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke to other men that got married and had their kids, conscious dudes and everything. They're like, yeah, we know this ain't real, this, that, and the third. But as soon as they got married, they get kids, all of a sudden they're gonna still continue the same bullshit, even though they know it's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's a lie, but you're gonna raise your kid in the same lie and
Mm-hmm.
expect different results. All right. It's
Mm-hmm.
funny. It's just funny to me.
Hold on. In the chat, yeah. Again, we appreciate your support, but that's no way to get an answer. I don't even remember your question. So if you're going to use that type of tone, you can see your way out. Again, thank you for your support, but we don't play any type of disrespect here at all. At all. I don't tolerate it. So if we missed your question, then you wait or you ask the question again. That's how you handle that on this channel, on this platform. You don't speak to me or my brother in any type of tone or manner. Disrespect would not be tolerated.
It's the audacity for me that she feels the need to even do that. And your question is illogical, and I don't feel the need because you paid money to ask a ridiculous question like that. That's why I ignored it because it
Me,
was ridiculous at the first part. I don't even feel the need to even speak on it. But since my brother spoke on it, fine, I'm gonna speak on it. Watch your tone.
because
Like, come on,
I don't even remember her question.
it's
So
ridiculous. It's a ridiculous question anyway. It's just an asinine question.
yeah,
Go
we
ahead,
don't
my G.
yeah we don't do that. Um, yeah, I don't think we should be celebrating Valentine's Day myself. I mean, we don't celebrate. My brother knows this. Y'all know this. That been watching the channel for a year now. We don't. I don't celebrate no holidays. My brother don't celebrate no holidays because these are not our holidays. These are all made up holidays. Um, and for those who don't know, the people think that Valentine's Day comes out of marriage and out of love, right? But for those who don't know, right, Valentine's Day is supposed to be the god of love, aka Cupid. But this representation is misrepresented. The basis of Valentine's Day is based for orgies and incest. And the way to get that type of love is to give out treats. Hey, here's this treat to give me a treat. Here's some chocolate for your chocolate. Here's some flowers for your flower. Like, so it's a treat for a treat. And the origins of this is a part of the origins of Valentine's Day. Not to mention when you hear Valentine's Day massacre, about one of the kings. I can't think of the particular king back in the day. Supposedly he designated the murders on Valentine's Day personally to I forget exactly what it was. I'm sorry, y'all. That whole thing kind of threw me off a little bit. Um, but it's supposed to be a Christian feast day, and it had nothing to do with Christians and like it's all commercialized today. Now it's if you don't get me a gift, then you don't care about me. Now is if you don't get me this or get me that, I'm not your main girlfriend or your main boyfriend. For those, for the women out there, we do have women in the chat for you for your boyfriend. So it's become so commercialized and it flipped the ideology of what Valentine's Day is. It's like, why do we even celebrate this at all? There's people in this country, and there's no shade to them. I'm not throwing dirt on them. They work Valentine's Day selling Valentine's Day products, and they don't have to work the rest of the day, another day for the rest of the year because Valentine's Day is so commercialized. They could buy $30,000 worth of merchandise and sell it and make 60 to 90,000 and don't have to work another day of the year. So it's very commercialized. So at the end of the day, with that understanding, why is people still celebrating Valentine's Day?
It's stupid. It's
Mm,
just indoctrination and still caught up and just still just rather just follow the sheep than that instead of be your own, you know what I'm saying? Be your own shepherd.
mm-hmm,
Because after a while, you start as a man, you start to realize like none of these holidays benefit me. All you're
mm-hmm,
doing is spending money. So when do you want to stop spending money? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Stop celebrating these holidays. You might save some bread.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You want to get that house. Hey, there ain't no Christmas this year. No lights, no tree, no nothing, no presents, no nothing. Because how you gonna get to your goal if you constantly spending money on frivolous things that don't benefit you in the end? Spending money on Valentine's benefit who? Women. How does that benefit you to get to your goal?
Mm-hmm.
You spending money on your girl every year on Valentine's Day. How is that gonna get you to your goal?
Mm-hmm.
Because she want flowers every fucking Valentine's Day? Like,
yeah.
Like after a while, like niggas been indoctrinated to believe in this shit since elementary school. Cause guess what? It benefit women if we believe in it.
Right.
And we the goofies that go and buy chocolate flowers and roses and all this other dumb shit. For what? For what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What did we get out of it? How many years did we buy flowers and candy for many a junks?
Right.
To end up with what? Did you get her in the end? No.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the benefit?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these things we need to put down and just leave it over there.
Yeah.
A lot of these things we need to put down and just really, really reevaluate life. Like,
yeah.
We in 2025 now. Y'all was just having a conniption about TikTok. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's wild. Selena, the question that you're asking, I have to agree with my brother. It's that question is very asinine. That question is very asinine. It's very asinine, and it's a bit disrespectful to even ask that question because nothing that we said tonight would even lend you to ask that question respectfully. And that's the nicest I'm gonna give that particular answer because it's asinine. So I'm with you, bro. I like at this point we gotta again leave it where it's at. Leave Valentine's Day where it's at, but we should reconsider as a culture celebrating Valentine's Day. I mean all holidays, but Valentine's by itself, it's like, what are we doing? All right, moving on to our next hot topic. I want to completely say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. College football, it's a wrap, y'all. College football season is completely over. But I want to say thank you to college football for giving us such a great product this year. The games was fire. Fire games this year. Legit games. But college football started off, this year felt a little different. This year felt special with college football. And I think the biggest reason why is because we had the return of college football, the video game. Because of that, it set the template for the rest of the year. Because players got a chance to see what EA thought about them and thought about their play, or whoever rated the players. They got a chance to see themselves in the game. And then it gave a chance to people to learn who the stars is of who college, for the upcoming season. So we had dope games such as James Madison versus North Carolina. Who knew James Madison would beat North Carolina 70-50? 70-50. That's a basketball score. We had other things like freshman sensations, like Jeremiah Smith, the receiver from Ohio, Ryan Williams, another true freshman from Oklahoma. Both him and Jeremiah Smith, true freshmen, first time stepping on the football field. And just a couple months ago, they was on the high school field and tore up the league this year. True freshmen. Uh, Georgia and Texas, fire game. Ashton Genty had an amazing season. Cam Scatterbu, the running back from Arizona State, had an amazing season. That boy could ball. Uh, I mean, it's just been a fire season. Colorado, man, the Colorado Buffaloes. Deion Sanders helping the sport elevate itself even more to being must-see TV, win, lose, or draw. Colorado football was must-see TV every weekend. gave us stars, Shador Sanders, Travis Hunter. I mean, like, damn, like it was such a great season. Uh, and of course, it capped off at the end for me with my Michigan Wolverines beating Ohio. Gave them belt to ass for the fourth year in a row, belt to ass. And some of our best players didn't even play that game. Still won. But what brings that full circle, Ohio turns around and wins the national championship and goes on an improbable run by beating the quote unquote top tier SEC teams in the SEC on the way to the championship and beating a very good Notre Dame team. I thought Notre Dame was going to win that game before it happened. I honestly thought that was going to be the case. And they had their chances, but Ohio prevailed. Shout out to Ohio. That y'all won yourself a national championship, even though y'all can't beat Michigan. Y'all can't beat us. It's all right. But y'all still put on and y'all still had a great season. I do say that. I do say that wholeheartedly. Um, so thank you. This running back class is deeper than we've ever seen in a minute. It's going to literally be. Remember, I said this about 15 running backs that's going to get drafted in this year's draft. This running back class is deep. It's crazy. Thank you, college football. Anything you want to add to that, to college football?
No, you pretty much said everything.
I mean, it was such a good season, bro. It was such a good season. The games, and because there's a season within the off season now with early transfers, portal transfers. I'm looking forward to next year. Colorado retooled their team already. Michigan, our team is looking crazy for next year. Transfer portals and incoming freshmen. We got the number one recruit. We working on landing like the number 8 recruit in the world. I mean, we doing business. So college football is here to stay, and I cannot wait to see next season and what it will bring next season. And bring back that college football. Make sure y'all put some coaches in this game because they didn't put coaches in the past game. It was generic coaches, so it was hard for which coach left this school to go here and da 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 da. But they made it very realistic. The game is fire. Just a couple little things I would add or adjust to the game, but still a fire product. Thank you, college football, for an amazing season. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Dr. Martin Luther King Day just passed, and the internet is in an uproar because there was a local club, uh, a gentleman's club. They had interviews among the dancers, and they asked a very stupid question: who would be a better tipper, Martin Luther King or Malcolm X? So a lot of bro, don't start, bro, don't start. I see you over there. Don't start, don't start. I see you chuckling.
I had to cough real quick. Pause.
So one girl in particular said, uh, one girl in particular said, with her disrespectful comments, Malcolm X would be a better tipper because he was a street nigga. But the girl replied, "Oh, you must not know. Martin loved the hoes. You must not know." What? I see you over there chuckling, bro. I see you over there chuckling. What do you have to say about that?
First of all, I'm not even mad at the strippers. I'm mad at the person that presented the question to them. Like, what was the point of even asking a question like that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's stupid as hell. It would have been a better. I get it was Martin Luther King, but like, no. You know what I'm saying? You should have been like, oh, which NBA player would pay better? You know what I'm saying? That would have been more to the line with the strippers. But asking our fallen heroes that have done so much to push our culture forward, an egregious question like that to that particular audience, not to play that particular audience, but I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
that was not in good taste. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that person who's trying to be a journalist is ass.
Mm-hmm. Martin Luther King's daughter, one of his daughters, put out a statement just pretty much saying that, you know, she felt disrespected by the question even being a topic, you know, because it made its way through social media.
This
Um,
reminds me of that episode of Boondocks when Martin
oh,
Luther King was revived
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
he's back in time. Now
yeah,
this is what, you know what I'm saying? This is what it
yeah.
is now. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
literally this is what it is. Like,
It's this is very sad. This is so many layers to this. It's kind of sad because in this era, this is what he's reduced to. Would he be a better tipper? Not the fact that he was fighting for equal for all, fighting for the money, making sure we get to the wealth gap in this country was the real reason why they executed the order of his assassination, is that he was cutting directly to the financial gap of the country. It wasn't because, you know, we want equal rights. Like, they didn't care about him wanting equal rights. They didn't care about him and Medgar Evers and Malcolm X clicking up for equal rights. They started talking about the money. So he do all this. He's a reverend and a doctor, and he gets reduced to who would be a better tipper because he loved them hoes. Regardless if he had a reputation or not with women outside of his marriage, there's no way that this man that did all of this can be reduced to this. Both him and Malcolm X, fighting for everything that we do and take for granted every day right now. And this is what he's reduced to. If I'm his children, I would feel disrespected as well for my father's legacy.
yeah, some of you Latinos, the only reason y'all got affirmative action is because of the civil rights movement. The only
Correct.
reason you Koreans even got affirmative action is because of the civil rights movement. I'm sorry, Martin Luther King had to get assassinated for y'all niggas to get that, and it's the vitriol and disrespect of our fallen heroes. It has to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It
Yes.
definitely has to stop. Us men definitely have to stand up for our heroes and why we have these people, why we have these heroes so revered in our community. Y'all
Hmm.
women may have forgotten why these men stood up and fought for y'all too, but
Hmm.
we haven't forgotten. So we're gonna hold these men to a higher standard than how y'all holding up.
That's a fact. And then let's keep it real, right? While they was doing all this, our women was standing right there. So y'all should know anything. Y'all should have a better understanding of that plight, and you cannot reduce this man or these men to this low of a moniker. I mean, we all have a human side to us, so let's not be ridiculous. So again, regardless of what was going on, because we don't know the truth, it's all speculation, it's hearsay, and it makes for trivial knowledge, to be honest with you, at best. You can't reduce it to that, because that's where that whole thing about Martin love the hoes is the fact that supposedly he had extramarital affairs. So there's no way he can be reduced to that. He did too much. Both him and Malcolm X. Ridiculous. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Ash picks is in. Ash picks is in. I've only got two games this week for the NFL. We spoke about it earlier. The Bills playing the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning that game. I think the Bills is going to play their best football that they played all year, like they always do. Josh Allen never fails against us. Somehow, some way, we're going to make the right play on defense. Our defense is better than it's ever been, and I think we're going to get that win. Chiefs. Washington plays Philly. Again, like I said earlier, Philly ability to pass the ball have been so ineffective throughout these playoffs. I think that's going to catch up to them against Washington team. I wouldn't be surprised if Philly won, but I believe that Washington will beat them because they're able to pass the ball downfield. They able to run. They able to run the ball. They able to do all types of things with their offense because of that young quarterback Jaden Daniels doing his thing, and the defense is playing really good football. So I have Washington beating Philly. I have the Chiefs, Kansas City beating the Buffalo Bills. All right, moving on to our next segment. This segment is brought to you by Bravo Section. Make sure you go to bigbbravosection.com where you can buy dope photography and book a session with one of the best photographers in the world if you're in the Miami area. If you're not in that area, then you can still book that session, fly out, take care of your session again at bigbbravosection.com. You have a petty thought for us, petty law, petty words?
Chad, you know how I do. We always got this section for our words off the Black's Law Dictionary. So I picked a few words this week that I felt were pretty particular from probably our last topic that we had from our last episode. So the first word on the list is called income tax. So a tax on the annual profits arising from property, business, pursuits, professions, trades, or offices. A tax on a person's income, wages, salary, commissions, emoluments, profits, and the like, or the excesses thereof over a certain amount. Tax levied by the U.S. government and by some state governments on an individual corporation or other taxable units of income. All right. So remember, words are very, very tricky. So they said tax on a person's income, and then the words in income tax that you want to pay attention to are person and individual. So you would assume person means a human being and individual means a human being. No, you're very wrong and very mistaken. In legal words, you must understand all legal definitions. So the term individual for the legal definition means it's as a noun. This term denotes a single person as distinguished from a group or class, and also very commonly a private or natural person from a partnership, corporation, or association. But it is said that this is restrictive signification and is not necessarily inherent in the word. And that may, in proper cases, include artificial person. So they tell you right then and there that yes, it may denote a single person, but that still does not mean human being.
Right.
Understand the words. You thinking person means human. No, no, no. Person does not mean human. So again, next word is artificial persons. Persons created and devised by human laws for the purpose of society and government, as distinguished from natural persons. Corporations are examples of artificial persons. Again, we still not talking about human beings. Next, person. So, in the general uses, would mean human being, i.e., natural person, though by statute, the term may include labor organizations, partnerships, associations, corporations, legal representatives, trustees in bankruptcy, or receivers. Yet again, none of these words determine human being. So you must understand status and jurisdiction. First, you must understand your status. Are you a person? Are you an individual? Are you an artificial person? Are you a what else? Are you what is it? A corporation? Did I say that? Association, a partnership? What are you? So first you got to figure out what are you. Then you got to understand your jurisdiction after figuring out your status. So my words for this week are income tax, individual, artificial persons, and person.
Dope. The reason why I'm laughing, I had to write something down so I wouldn't forget, right? So moving forward, because we got bots. We got bots in the sense of meaning that we have AI and bots combined, and we have artificial bots being made right now, right? That's Roman, not Roman, but that they are made, right? So what's going to happen the day where they're accessible to the normal everyday human being, right? There's movies about this, right? You got the movie AI with Will Smith, and then there's another. No, that is the one movie where everybody has their own individual bot. So it's gonna come a time if that's into fruition, which I believe it already is now they're trying to figure out, is the bots gonna be taxable? You know what I'm saying? And if we heard Trump, and I had to write this down, what would Trump do? Meaning, in a sense, we just heard Trump speak on genders, meaning there's only two genders, men and women, right? So now we're talking about human and inhuman. It's like, nah, those are inhuman. So they don't file no taxes, me, but they help me do the work. So now if they help you do the work and get the work done, it's like, all right, then you can file them on your taxes. So based on your meanings that you found in your findings, it would be real funny if this was like a real thing in the sense where every household had them a bot and they're not individuals or human.
Mm-hmm.
How the effects it would have on tax, the finances, because basically they're doing the work of one or two people, while us as the humans reap the reward by doing our same one or two jobs that we already do.
It's the same scenario as how they allude to the fact that the term American,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was first applied to copper tone original people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it applies to everybody. But then when it comes back to American, you got to add the misnomer of African American. You don't add the misnomer of Italian American. No, they're
Right.
just American. You
Right.
don't add the misnomer of Irish American. No, they're just
It's,
American. See,
right.
these people hijacked your identity. They hijacked your birthright.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then they made you take on an allegiance of American citizen, which is not what you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because an American citizen only gives allegiance to DC. Now, do you understand that DC has its own flag?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you all understand that when you do the research of where that flag comes from, do you understand the lineage of where that flag comes from?
Mm-hmm.
So that means if you have allegiance to that to the U.S. corporation, because it never talks about America, it always says United States. United States is one situation, America is something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look up on Google right now and you look up the DC flag, and it'll tell you right there in the breakdown of
Mm-hmm.
where it comes from and what it means. And then now you can tell me if you're an American or not.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones who are really true Americans, Trump knows this game already. So it is what it is. Those who claim that their citizens are not true citizens, are not true Americans, they know who the true Americans are. They're asking those for those true Americans to wake up, because people have been taking your place, pretending that's y'all. So if you
Mm-hmm.
don't come up and finally wake up and realize who you are, you're gonna have bots and robots taking your place.
Mm-hmm.
Mark my words. You only got a few amount of time to do it. They letting you know now that they saying, hey, whoever American citizens, you better, you know what I'm saying? You
Just
better do
step
your
up.
stuff right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you better
If
step.
you're not that, you gotta get up out of here. So
Yep.
y'all better figure it out.
Dope. Dope. Again, y'all, when y'all get a chance, send some more words into my bro. He'll look them up and have them available for the next show. All right, moving on to our next segment. Those some dope. That was dope, bro. That was dope. I loved it. That was dope. Moving on to our next segment, our Keep the Lie Live segment.
Keep the lie alive.
The Lie Live. So my Keep the Lie Live for this episode is, people stop saying, because this is so frustrating. When somebody tells you, I have something to tell you, that is one of the most frustrating and toxic things that you can say to someone without just saying it. If you say, I have something to tell you, and you say it, okay, right? But in the real sense, just say what you have to say. I've seen, again on social media, yet a young lady, she calls her boyfriend to tell him, I have something to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you later when I get home. He's like, just tell me now. And she's like, no, I'd rather tell you when I get home. He was like, nah, but just tell me now, because you got something to tell me. I don't want to wait till I get off work and to go through the rest of my day thinking that you have something to tell me when you could just tell me now. They got into a whole argument and they broke up, and he never knew what she had to tell him.
Because there was nothing to tell.
It was just based on the ideology. I have something to tell you. So
No, she never had nothing to tell him.
I said, bro, when I heard it, I said the same thing. I said the same thing because it didn't make sense. Because at some point you're gonna say what it is so you can bypass all this madness.
Because if it was really something important and you know it's something important, why would I call you just to say, oh, I got something to tell you later on? You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
this is how we use logic to just dismiss the illogical. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yes.
Sometimes I told my bro, my other homie the other day, like sometimes when you talk to women, you gotta be in their illogicalness for it to somehow make sense. It's not gonna make sense to you because you are a logical being. I know me just saying that didn't make no sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because you call me and tell me you got something to tell me, but then you
Yeah.
gonna tell me later makes no sense.
Yeah.
Now you just move me out my equilibrium. Now I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and
You're right.
now I'm moved out my center because of some goofiness you got going on. All the while, it was nothing.
Yo. Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like, yo, son, come on, son.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So people,
You
stop.
got all these degrees,
Stop
but you plumb dumb.
plum dubs.
Why
Shout
don't
out.
you get one of them nerdy type niggas?
Yo, shout out to Any Given Sunday, yo.
Yo, Willie Beeman, son.
Willie
Steaming hot
Beeman.
beaming. Pause.
Beeman, Willie Beeman. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Selling
Mad Metro Flex.
Metro Flex. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, I just don't understand.
Bro had his chip and dip commercial. Buddy had the powder.
They was litty out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, getting all kind of deals. You know what I'm saying?
But I just don't understand the resolution in that saying, well, I got something to tell you. And it's just like you just say it. And maybe I'm just speaking logically that if I got something to tell someone, I'm just going to say it. It doesn't help the resolution on saying, I have something to tell you, especially dealing with matters of the heart, especially dealing with the opposite sex. It doesn't benefit anybody just by saying that. You just come out and say it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about resolution. I say it all the time. Yeah, I'm like a broken record when I say this. Have the ability to have the uncomfortable conversation, but be resolution based. Having a disagreement don't mean adversarial. It's two different things. I say this all the time. I preach that on this show. Have an uncomfortable conversation, but be resolution based. Because having difference of opinion does not mean adversarial. It may make you passionate, but you're not an adversary. We're not enemies, and we're seeing it by and large now with lifelong friends. Like we see, Cameron and Jim Jones going through their situation. Now we're seeing respect to Lord Jamar and Godfrey. They was seem to be like cool down brothers for each other. Pause, meaning like they supported each other in the things that they do, and now it seems like they're having like a spat that's being publicized that they put out or whatever the case may be. But I would rather see resolution with those dudes because they would spit a lot of game that the younger bros and the world need to hear. And it's better when they're together. Pause as far as just being with each other in the sense of sharing information, showing that solidarity, and seeing them being adversarial because of a difference of opinion. It kind of hurts the culture a little bit because you look up to those people in a sense based on their ideologies and the things that they're kicking. You know what I mean? They've been through real situations. So to stay on topic of this, having a difference of opinion don't mean adversarial. Learn how to have the conversation and be resolutional based. There's nothing resolutional based about saying I have something to tell you without just saying it. When I heard the story when she was talking about all this, that, and the third, I said, and the funny thing about it, at the end of all this, she says he has to live with the consequences of his decision. We're about to have a child, so he has to live with the fact that we're not together no more.
No accountability, and it's her fault the whole time. And I bet you she still never said what she had to say
She said it out her own mouth. He still don't know what she had to tell him. And I said the same thing you said. It was absolutely nothing. Because at some point during the argument, because
You would have said it.
you would have said it.
But you know it's so stupid, and the conversation, the argument got so left field, you can't go back now.
You can't. So there's no way that you could say, I'm sorry. I apologize. There's
No,
no way.
her mother never taught her that. Her mother taught her to go to school, get a good job, be independent. You know what I'm saying? Her mother never taught her to be apologetic, be understanding, be helpful to your partner. Because guess what? Her mom is single. So where's she going to get the lesson from?
You know what's crazy? One thing women don't realize, a lot of women, not all, a lot of women don't realize, and I know we got them in the chat, and I'm not talking about y'all necessarily, right? But a lot of women don't realize the power in your femininity. Learning how to apologize when wrong goes a long way with the person that you want to be with.
My bro is nicer than me. If you don't know your femininity by now, I'm not the one that's gonna teach it to you, boo. You supposed to been learn that joint. So we gonna find, like my bro always said, we gonna find our happy place. Trust and believe. You know what I'm saying? The numbers is always in our favor. A man's gonna find his place. He works in his purpose. He's being a positive person in the community. Yeah, he gonna find his happy island. Trust and believe.
And it's just like that. As long as we keep living, we're going to find somebody. But the trick is, if you want to be the person that he's with, if you want to be that woman and not somebody and not some other woman, then learn how to have uncomfortable conversations and be resolution based. And a part of that resolution is owning up to when you was wrong. There's no man just going to be like, you was wrong, and we don't move like that. But if we have a difference of opinion, we shouldn't be adversarial. We just have a difference of opinion. After this, we trying to get something to eat. We ain't trying to fuss up here with you all day long. But at some point, if you're looking for the proper results, what are your results? And this is an effective way. An apology disarms most men. Ladies, I just gave y'all a cheat code. An apology disarms most men.
A sincere
A sincere apology.
real apology, not
Yeah.
that fake crocodile tears y'all think y'all be doing on some sitcom shit. No, real apology. Don't think because men don't tap into emotions that they don't have feelings. They know when you bullshitting them. No, we very, very intelligent. We just don't play on emotion because it doesn't benefit us.
It don't. Mm-hmm.
So we don't focus on emotions, but we know when somebody's being sincere with us. Like, so don't be goofy and try to placate niggas. Like, don't do that. Just be 100. That's all we ask for.
That's it. And if you're able to be sincere, that disarms any man, no matter how tough, no matter how much that vigor, because there's a foundation within the apology that's sincere, that's common sense based, and we move on common sense. We move on logic. So with that logic, it's like, okay, she apologized, she's sincere. It's like, all right, cool. So that lets me know that she wants to be resolution based, because we're not going to be sitting around arguing with you and we dealing with the world. We don't got much time on this planet as is. Most people think they really got 100 years to live. Most people that you know, I don't want to put this out there, but it's already out there. Most people that you know die in their 60s. So with that understanding, and then you're 20 years old or in your 20s, then you got 30 more years left. If you're in your 30s, you got 30 more years left. If you're in your 40s, you got 20 more years left, and so on and so forth. So why are we wasting time with the trivial BS? We already arguing over hypotheticals. Now we're going to add, I got something to tell you on top of that. Just say it if it's about being resolution based. So that's my Keep the Lie Alive for this episode. I want to thank y'all for joining us. It's been one of those fire episodes again. I want to thank some of the sponsors of the show. I want to thank Bravo Section, Button Snaps, OUV Records. If you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, you can hit me on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild, or you can hit my bro on his Instagram at
Bravo section _
So if you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, hit us up on Instagram. Also, make sure you tap into the Overstand podcast every Monday at 9:30. Why understand when you go overstand every 9:30 on Monday. Also, hit the all notification bell on this channel. We got all new clips that's popping up. We got over 300 clips of this podcast on this channel. Over 300 rewatches. So you could go back and rewatch those clips. Don't forget to leave a comment on those clips and hit that like button. What else am I missing? Oh, the website, bro. The website.
Just tap into bigbravosection.com.
Make sure y'all go support bigbravosection.com. You can find me on any music platform. For those who don't know, at Ashley Lovechild. Just type in Ashley Lovechild and all my music will pop up on any music platform. Enjoy the music. It's some fire stuff. And I appreciate y'all support. My numbers been going up even more. So again, thank y'all for supporting the music as well. Anything else you want to add, bro?
Nah, check y'all on Sunday.
Check y'all on Sunday. Again, it's been another amazing episode. There's links in the bio for the membership, different memberships, different access. So make sure you tap into the membership portion of the page. And you just never know when we're going to pop up live or with new clips. New clips. So make sure you tap into the membership portion of the page. And y'all already know, man, it's love. We'll see y'all this Sunday at 10:30. We out.